Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Jessica, otherwise known as the Social Work Mom. Thank you for checking out my channel and this video. And if you like it, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, all the things. I would really appreciate it. Today I'm going to talk about, like what the title says, how to survive Universal Studios Hollywood with an autistic toddler. I'm just going to share some tricks, things that we brought with us that helped, and it's more like a learning process, and these are things I've just kind of learned along the way. If you don't already know, I have a 4-year-old daughter named Amelia who has autism spectrum disorder. We tried doing an amusement park for the first time back in October, and we went to Disneyland and we did the trick-or-treating at Disneyland. It was our first time ever doing an amusement park on like such a huge grand scale, and we were there for 2 days. 2 days? 3 days. We were there for 3 days, 2 days at the park, and then the last day we just did Goofy's Kitchen. But our experience at Disneyland, since it was our first time bringing her to an amusement park, was somewhat stressful. And we had to leave shows. Obviously she couldn't ride some rides, and she had a few meltdowns, and she was overstimulated, so much so that she was tearing her clothes apart. Like her clothes she was wearing, she was tearing them apart because she couldn't quite handle all the stimulation. So back in January of this year, we went to Universal Studios Hollywood, and having that experience from taking her to Disneyland in October, I kind of like ordered some things off Amazon, kind of prepared her a little bit better, using like social stories, showing her videos on YouTube of the rides, of people just walking around the park. And I think that is really helpful because it sort of prepares her like, oh, there's lots of people walking around, and there's gonna be these characters, and no, this is what's on this ride. It sort of helps prepare her, and she likes to watch YouTube, so it was no biggie to get her to sit down and watch these videos. So I just want to share, we were only at Universal Studios for 1 day, and we only did half of the park. The upper lot, we were going to go down to the lower lot, but since I had both kids and a double stroller, it would have taken like half an hour to get down to the lower lot if you didn't want to take the stroller on the escalator. So it was weird. You had to take an elevator down one level, and then you had to wait for a tram to come pick you up and drive you the rest of the way. And somebody had just gotten off the elevator and said it took them 20 minutes to get back up. So we just decided to stay on the upper lot and do as many of the things as we could there. So it worked out great. And I'll share the items that we brought with us to help us help Amelia through being overstimulated, the loud noises, the crowds, everything. So the first thing I'll share is, and I'm not going to bring it out, I actually don't have it anymore, but it's a double stroller. Excuse me. And it's a double stroller because I have 2 kids, one that just turned 2 and Amelia that's 4. So we needed the double stroller. But I recommend definitely a stroller that like you can put an umbrella, like the hood over, and either bring a blanket to cover the rest to kind of give them an enclosed space. And another thing that we recommend is noise canceling headphones. That way if they're overstimulated, they need to kind of center and ground themselves. Put them in the stroller, put the umbrella over, put a blanket so it's dark, give them the noise canceling headphones, and they can sort of just calm down. These noise canceling headphones are by the brand Snug. And they have unicorns on them. They're just the cutest thing, and they're for little kids. Although they are adjustable in size, so, and they work quite nice. Amelia wore these in almost every ride and every show that we saw except for one show, the animal actors show. She actually didn't need these, but the backlot tour, she needed these. What other show did we see? Waterworld show, she needed these because of the loud explosions. And they had at the time the Kung Fu Panda adventure ride. She needed these. So there was a lot of rides that she needed to wear the headphones on, and these came in handy. I mean, I kept talking the whole entire park. I'm so glad I got the headphones. I'm so glad I bought the headphones. They're helping. She's doing so much better than back at Disneyland. So for me, these were like, I don't think we could have gotten through the park without some noise canceling headphones. I think these were the #1 thing that helped us get through the park. So I'll put a link. I got them off Amazon. They're fairly inexpensive, and I'll link it down below. Next thing, so Amelia is a sensory seeker, and she often puts her fingers in her mouth. She used to have a pacifier, and we got rid of that at the beginning of this year because at 4 the bones start to harden, and so I didn't want, and her jaw was already kind of a little misshapen from the pacifier, so I didn't want it to get any worse, so we took the pacifiers away. So I purchased these chew necklaces. They come in a 2-pack. I got them off Amazon again. Amelia is very much a girly girl, so I got the pink and purple. And the back has like these sort of like small rubbery bits. It's all rubbery, so she can chew on them. So we call them her chewies. These don't help as much as the pacifier did. She still utilizes these, but not very often. But these were great. I think if your child is a chewer, likes to chew on things, these would be a good option. Again, I'll link these down below. They were found on Amazon, really inexpensive. But for Amelia, these worked, and she wears it. It comes on a necklace, and you don't have to worry about kids choking themselves because it's got the safety clasp. So if they pull too hard, it just comes apart. So again, it came in a 2-pack. You got to choose your colors, I believe. And of course I chose the girly colors because I have a girly girl. Now the next 3 things are sort of all in one category, just different sizes, and I'll explain. So like I mentioned, Amelia is a sensory seeker, and sometimes she gets overstimulated, and so she needs to be grounded. And what better way to do that than with a weighted blanket? Now it's kind of hard to bring like a huge weighted blanket into the park with you. So we found, my mom actually found this. It's a weighted lap buddy. So it's smaller in size, still weighted, still pretty heavy, and it just sits over the lap pretty nicely. Here, I'll kind of point it down for you. On the lap, it's just a weighted lap buddy. This works really well in the stroller. We're limited on the amount of space you can bring. And Amelia's pretty tiny that it covers from her thighs to her ankles. She's not a very tall gal. Actually, don't remember where Mom bought this, but I did find this on Amazon, and in fact in the same print. So I think she may have gotten it off Amazon. Maybe not. The brand is Mosaic weighted blankets. And I actually have seen this brand on Facebook. So I'll link their Facebook page down below as well. But I did also find this on Amazon. So you can, I'll link that too, and y'all can choose what you like if you want to purchase this. But I really like this. Not only do we just use it in the stroller, we also can bring it to restaurants and in the car. So it's perfect, small, portable, and compact. I mean, it's better than lugging around a huge weighted blanket, which weighted blanket is my next items. I have two different kinds. This one, pink one, Minky. It's the Minky fabric, so it's very soft. This is by Mosaic Weighted Blankets, and I know my mom got this one off their Facebook page. So I'll link their Facebook page below. And this was her very first weighted blanket she ever got, and I think she must have been 2 when she got this. My mom got this for her. So it's quite big. Quite big. So that's what I mean, like trying to lug around a weighted blanket is sort of kind of impractical. So that mini weighted lap buddy is a viable option, especially if you're going out and about. But we stayed at a hotel, and we brought the weighted blankets with us to help her sleep. So there's this option, the Minky fabric. I think this one, I forget how much this one weighs, but it's not very heavy. I think it maybe weighs like 3 pounds or 4 pounds. She was very tiny at the time. So, and you're only supposed to get them at like a certain percentage of your body weight. The companies will have their recommendations below, and then they'll tell you which size they recommend based off the weight of who it's for. So since she has grown a bit, my mom got her a new one. So this one is definitely bigger. It's definitely heavier. And the brand, what's the brand? Sensory Goods is the brand. I did find them on Amazon, and I will link that below. And in fact, I even saw this pattern. So if you like this, the owls, it is available on Amazon. And it is heavy, it is large. It fits me quite nicely. I'm only 5'2". I'm not a very tall person either. It covers me from chest to ankles. So it's a pretty big size. I don't remember the exact size she got me. My mom got Amelia, I should say. But I think, gosh, how much does this one weigh? This one's pretty heavy. It feels very nice. I've actually used it for myself one night. I have anxiety, so I was having some anxiety during the nighttime, and I grabbed the blanket, put it on while I was laying down, and it worked, and I was able to calm down and go to sleep. So I even recommend weighted blankets even if you don't have autism or sensory processing disorder. If you suffer from like anxiety or having trouble sleeping, I think even a weighted blanket would help with that. So again, I'll have this all linked down below on where you can get them. They're super nice. I'm actually thinking of ordering one for myself. All right, the next two kind of go together. They are a tablet of some kind, and I definitely recommend a safer case than what I have on this one. But this is the Amazon Kindle Fire. Like I said, you can use any sort of tablet that works for you, and then along with it are some Bluetooth headphones. And I actually got these from Big Lots. They were really cheap and they worked just fine. And pairing was super easy, like super easy to pair, was no issues. The reason I recommend this is sometimes the kids need to veg out, just need to concentrate on like their favorite movie or favorite show, or to do a certain like activity or game that they like that's routine for them. This was fine. Put them in the stroller, give her tabllet, put her headphones on, she can do her thing and sort of forget about her surroundings. This actually works well in the car as well. So this was nice. Let's see. Down to the last item. This one is quite an expensive item. I am not going to lie. I think it might be more expensive than the weighted blankets, and it requires having Verizon service. Yeah, Verizon cell service, because it is only through Verizon right now. And this is Verizon's Gizmo Hub. I don't have it on right now. I have to charge it. Once I charge it, I'll show you guys more of the features. But it is a watch that she can wear that also is a GPS locator and also a phone. And the way it works is you can program which numbers you want her to have, and I think it's only, I forget how many, but we only have 2 programmed in there, and we have our pictures with it, so she can see the 2 pictures and she can touch the screen and call me or call her dad. And sometimes she has butt dialed us or just pushed the numbers and called us, and it goes straight to our phones, and it's amazing. The watch also has an app you can download, so this is the app. It is loading. I'm going to sign in, and what we like about this app is that you can actually track her via the GPS through the app. So if she gets lost, you can just pull up the app, click on to find where she's at, and it will give you like the GPS of where she's at. We tested it out at Disneyland. It worked great, but we actually, she never strayed away from us. She never eloped. So we didn't have to use the GPS feature. We did test it out to see how accurate it was. I'm sold. This is a great product. It was pricey. I think it was like $200 or $199 or something like that. So it was quite pricey, but it was definitely worth that peace of mind of we have a GPS attached to our kid. So if she gets lost or elopes, we can just pull up the app and try to find her. We can also call her from our phones to her watch, and it will self-answer. She doesn't need to push a button to answer. It will automatically answer, and it's powered through a speaker, so it's very loud, so she can talk to us through the watch. So I really liked this watch. I really like the features it has. It's really easy to use. She actually was able to customize her little background screen. She wanted cupcakes, so she got cupcakes on the background. Another thing I wanted to talk about is Universal Studios offers an attraction assistance pass, and it's for those that have physical and intellectual disabilities such as autism. It is a pass that allows them to avoid waiting in lines, and the way their pass works is that if a current wait time is 30 minutes or below, you automatically can walk onto the ride. If the wait is above 30 minutes, a staff member, they don't call them cast members, I forget what they call them, but one of the attendants will give you a return time, and you will return back within, say the ride wait, if you're waiting to ride the Mummy and the ride was an hour wait, they would write down, come back in an hour, they'd write the time, and then you show back up and you get on the ride. You walk onto the ride at your return time. It's very similar to Disney's pass if you've ever utilized Disney's, I forget what they call it, their mobility pass, but it's very similar that way. The day that we were at Universal Studios, we utilized her pass for just about every ride except for the Kung Fu Panda ride, because we walked straight onto that one because there wasn't much of a wait and we didn't need to utilize the pass. But for every other ride we utilized the pass, and we actually did not have to wait. We were lucky the day we went that the waits for rides, I think at the maximum, were for 45 minutes, and they often just let us walk right in. They were very nice, very accommodating. And surprisingly, when I went into guest relations to get the pass, so that's how you access the pass, is you go to guest relations near the entrance, you tell them, hey, this is what I did. This is my daughter Amelia. She has autism spectrum disorder, which makes waiting in line a little bit difficult than a normal child. Do you have a pass that can help her avoid waiting in lines, or help ease the waiting in line? And he said, yeah, I have this attraction access pass. I just need her name, how many are in your party. I think the max is 6 that they can include in the party, and this is how it works. Then it's a paper pass. Disney's is more a scan electronic one, but Universal Studios is a paper pass. And told us the rules. You can only have one ride waiting at a time if you have to return. Only one ride return at a time. But we actually got lucky and didn't have to return. We didn't need a return time. We walked right into almost every ride we got on. And that pass was amazing. It truly was helpful. So if you plan to go, I would definitely go to guest relations and look into getting that pass. It's free. Yeah, so those are the items that we brought to help Amelia survive Universal Studios Hollywood. Again, if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, all the things. I would definitely appreciate it.